So, good evening, everybody, or good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks very much for joining me here. It is Saturday, the 3rd of July, 2021, and I just decided to hop here to do reading. So, if there is anybody who would like to join in and has a question, like a real question, and maybe somebody I have not done a reading for, that is the time to ask a question. And you know what I'm going to do? I am going to also open a different page to this page, so bear with me while I'm doing that. And then if there is anybody who would like to have a question, type it underneath, and it's going to be interesting. Doing my best that I am going to read your question there. So here we go. Saji is here. Hello, lovely to have you here. Thanks very much for joining in. I'm just doing some readings here. If anybody has a question, so I'll just wait for, let me know where you are, guys. And what I'm doing is sharing this page to somewhere else as well, to have, there you go. Marlene is here. Hi, lovely to have you here. How are you? I hope you are all well. All well. Let's see. Let's see. I have to have one channel happening at one time before I put it onto the other channel, so just bear with me. You know, if anybody has a question, feel free to write it here or invite some other people. Marlene, thanks very much for being here. I'm in California. Probably I asked, before, so I appreciate you are here, Yeah. And yes. Sorry about that. Just a little technicality. You need to join in. Okay. There you are. Okay. So let's see where we are going right now. I'm hoping to have people coming here and doing readings. I've been doing the readings all day. Haha. And I was doing something here in the morning, which I called, the morning version I called Morning Messages of Peace. Have a blessed day. And there were some interesting thoughts coming forward before I had the three cards, the three messages for the morning. So if you have the chance to listen to that, go and find it and listen to this, because there were some interesting things there as well. So thank you very much for the shares. So if somebody is joining in and wanting to have a reading, then ask a question. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk because I'm talking about something, I will talk until until there's a question. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue talking. Now, it's quite interesting because on I just go back to the show on Tuesday when we had a different guest who stepped in, and I think we had quite an interesting conversation. It turned out quite nicely and very informative. And it's quite interesting because I tend to have conversations with every single person. Not tend to have, but I always have a conversation with a person who is coming to my show on Asko Radio, even on Psychic Reader, Moonstruck TV. And so that everybody is prepared. Everybody knows what is happening, what it feels like, what it sounds like, all the details. And then when the whole thing goes out of the window, then wow, okay, what are we doing? And then sometimes we just have to experience that spontaneous moment that everything what you have planned is out of the window, and now I need to do something else. So I think that's why it's so exciting to be alive, because we can plan, and the universe, the spirit God, is showing us something else, another opportunity, and then it worked out so very, very beautifully, And then it's like with everything in life, one step, and then if there is something else which needs to happen, then that thing is going to happen with the person or for the person at the right time, at the right place. I think that's the most beautiful thing. And then once we give up that, we need to understand, and when we need to know everything, every single detail, and then we need to have the thing happening in a way how we always planned or wanted it to happen. And when we ease into the situation, then things fall into their places perfectly, 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 perfectly. So that is the beauty, you know. And then when you are doing something live like that radio show, that's a good yummy thing to experience, because that energy is being shared with others as well, you know. So it's quite interesting, quite interesting. So moving forward, then this Tuesday I have another wonderful guest, Darren Stanton, who is a TV psychologist, doing all kind of wonderful body language expertise things, and it's going to be another wonderful conversation, interesting conversation. And then after that, the following weeks, I will have a few weeks when I'm going to be, at least 2 weeks, I think 1 or 2 weeks, when I'm going to be by myself, because I like to do the live readings and the live conversations on air. So that's going to be me booking myself for my own show to be there. And then from August we'll see, because I have about 4 people easily, 4 or 5 people easily to have them on the show. So just creating a good schedule, good, nice workable schedule there as well, so that everybody is being heard and lovely, interesting conversations are taking place. So there's the idea. So if you don't know me, my name is Zsuzsanna Hörcsög. I'm a psychic medium, an intuitive teacher, a coach, a healer, and a therapist. And you can find my information on my website and all the social media pages, and actually I'm moving things to the other Telegram page as well, so you can find me there as well. But I'm doing live readings. And then what I'm saying to people, you know, to find the page, like and follow the page, because when I come on live, sometimes I say that is my structure, but if you know me very well, I don't really like structures, because I'd rather do things quite spontaneously when I feel like doing it, then I'm there, you know. And I'm trying to keep myself to a certain type of structure, so that there is a liable, like people will know, you know, you would know, I would know when I'm turning up. So that's important, but I like the spontaneous things, you know. So here we go. So that's why I'm saying like, follow, and share the page, because and when you want to have a reading, a special live reading with me here, then you can be the one on the top of the page, you know, the top of my list there. And then also available for private readings. So the way you book me or find me is sending an email to hello@zsuzannamedium.com, and you can find everything on my website and all the pages. If you find the original page, Zsuzsanna Medium, Zsuzsanna with ZSUZSANNA, or if you tune in to Ask One Radio, even on Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, I'm there on Tuesdays at 3:30 p.m. EST and 8:30 p.m. GMT, so that's my time there to do different conversations and different things, you know. So thanks very much for sharing the page. Alexis is here, so thanks very much for being here. I don't know if I know you or not, but very welcome, you know. It's good that you hopped on this page, so thanks very much. Now the idea is that I am here. Thanks very much for sharing as well. Thank you, because the idea is that you see, when whatever is coming forward, because I don't know what I'm talking about, you know, in 2 minutes time, so whatever is coming forward, there's a reason why it needs to come forward and why we need to talk about certain things, and we can never underestimate that maybe there is somebody in our circle or somebody in our groups or whatever who might need to hear, or who would welcome something which is coming forward. And it's not my own conversation, but what Spirit of Consciousness is giving us, you know. So Saji said, I've seen you on Psychic Radio. Oh, yes. Thanks very much for watching and joining. You know, that's why I say to people that, you know, because it's live on Tuesdays, it is live. So as live as it can be. So if you go onto Facebook, if you go onto Facebook, even on Psychic Radio's main page, that is a page what I keep in front of me, because I've got a different screen in front of me, so I'm double screening, so I'm able to read the messages there. Or if somebody wants to have, I can't take your direct call because it goes differently, you know, you need to contact the radio, so they will bring you in on air when I'm there, you know, but I'm able to read your name. So that's why I'm encouraging everybody, you know, if you are there, just drop a line saying, hello, I'm watching you. And then I can say that, oh, I can see this person just joining in and watching. Thanks very much for being here. So that could be good fun, you know. So if you pop there at the time, so I'm able to read your message, especially when I'm doing the my own show. So it's not when I'm with a guest, because the focus is on the guest, you know, how we are doing things. But it's good time, it's good fun, it's extremely good fun. It's extremely good fun. I can't tell you how much fun I'm having there when the whole thing is being created, because it's a massively wonderful team behind the scene, you know, and working with them and you know, being there is just such a privilege and such a humble experience, you know. And one day I will tell you how Spirit put me in somewhere, just be in front of the whole thing. So how the idea came along, you know. So Serge, I would like guidance about my internship starting in July, August. I'll be going to school too. I'm a bit anxious. My name is Serge. I'm just trying to remember I don't need to remember that. I can't really remember readings. But there's one card which fell out of my hand. So hang on there. I will pick it up for you. You know, the card for you is the Tower, you know. So that's a card for Sage, you know, the tower is falling off. And then I feel that it's not just the tower and then it's falling off, but then how I feel that it is, the whole thing is that the change which is coming up, or what you are already experiencing, is really rocking the ground underneath your feet, you know. So it's not just the tower and from the top it is coming down, but it's not really changing, it's really rocking your world, you know. It's really shaking you up. And then I feel that it is the timing is perfect that you are doing that, you know, that course or whatever you are doing, because it is necessary that you generate a different energy. It is necessary that you take yourself out of an environment where you are right now, and then you are moving on to doing something, you know. And I feel like it means it's a big step for you, and then you are not looking back, you know, because even when you say that I'm feeling a bit anxious, you know, it's natural, you know, turn that energy into excitement, you know. The same thing we are feeling in the body, you know, that is the experience, but we are labeling it differently, we are naming it differently, and there is a different energy, different frequency immediately when I say I am anxious, or you know what, I'm excited. Yeah, I can feel the being anxious, the anxiety, but you know what, deep down I'm feeling very, very curious, you know. I'm very excited because I'm doing it, you know, and I'm just so curious what's going to happen on the first day, the people I meet, you know. So immediately get yourself in that thread, you know, in that pattern of thinking. Anytime when you feel I am anxious, you know, that's actually immediately, you know, like a frame, and I'm putting the picture into this kind of frame or that kind of frame, and this is how it makes sense, you know, because it is happening to your good, to your benefit, you know. You are not going to look back, and you are continuing going along, you know. So that is what I have for you. And then the tower is a beautiful tower, is a beautiful, beautiful energy here. Okay, so the Sage, that is for you. So let me know how you're getting on with that, you know. It's really, really, it's exciting, good times, you know. This is what I feel for you here. Madeline, why is Spirit calling me to work as a spiritual counselor like you? Please help. The reason is because the energies on the earth or around the earth and the outer atmosphere have started shifting about 5 or 8 years ago, you know, very, very subtle way. And the last 3-4 years it is starting rocking our world, you know, rocking our world. And it means that those of us who are, even if we are just open with our awareness, just a little bit, just open the door, it means that the light is out and the light is in, and then the energy wants to work with everybody in different parts of the world, in different communities who are tuned in or who just started tuning in, because there is that need for everybody who has started tuning in to do something for the benefit of everybody, you know. And that is the reason. So when you feel that, where's your question? When you feel that you become more intuitive, of course, and then that is something to celebrate, and that's why I'm saying to everybody, meditate, use every opportunity. It's not that I am just in an open state when I am meditating and I'm there, but then every situation, every everyday situation, use it to your advantage. That, oh, I'm starting working with my intuition. Let's see how I feel about this or how I feel about that. Or when your phone is ringing without looking, I wonder who that is. You pause. If you can close your eyes, you close your eyes. You pause. You breathe. Who is it? And then just wait. We need to drop the thinking down to the heart, and we need to open that frequency. And this is how it works. And immediately, if you get it right, then, oh, thank you, show me more of these opportunities. And it means that I am receiving, I'm acknowledging it, I know I am able to hold that frequency, and I'm sending it back with my acknowledgement. It means that spirit says, consciousness says, oh, there's another one who wants to play like that, or who wants to work like that. So that we are working on our intuition. This is actually not the time that we sit back and wait for somebody else to do it. If you feel that now I'm opening, I'm curious, there is something happening, I don't understand, the frequency is working with me, hooray, I'm really cheering for you, because then you are at the perfect place. We need to open our mind, we need to open our heart, because that is a frequency what we need to experience. That is a time, we live in a perfect time. It's the perfect time, guys, to experience this, what we are experiencing. Light workers, universal needs, the humanity needs light workers, people who light a candle, pass it on to the other one, and pass it on to the other one. Now, it really reminds me of the conversation, if you remember, if you watched the radio show, three parts I had with the Anna Frank, channeling Anna Frank, what Anna Frank was saying about the light, what you do with your candle, you light it and you give it to somebody else. If you missed it, go back to the archive section on askonradio.com/archives, and you find Zsuzsanna Medium. That's my show, and then we recorded it at the end of March, at the beginning of April, and then the beginning of May as well. So that's 3 parts when she's talking about the touching upon certain things, which are quite interesting things. So go over and then listen to it, And then all the recordings are on well, everywhere on social media. If you find Ask for Radio or even on Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, either a podcast, various podcasts, different things. So it's there everywhere, So here we go. You celebrate it, you work, Marlene, you work with that energy, and then you embrace it. And every time when I'm feeling it, I'm grateful, that is, so and in this way, we are immediately raising our own frequency. And whatever conversation we have in our mind, when we feel that the energy is working with us, when on the level of my intuition, then that is already a shift, that is already a raised frequency, and then we need to hold that frequency, that is the reason why we are here, So here we go. That is what, I bring you a card here. Yeah, if you feel that is your journey, a lot of people have this 90-degree, I was always like that. I was always thinking I'm going on one path, and I was very successful in what I was doing. And then there was a point, that point came, then I had to ask the question, so show me if I'm doing that or I'm doing this. And then bang on, this one. And then immediately when we step into that energy, this means that the universe is giving us the next person, the next opportunity immediately back to back, So this is what you do with it, So a card for Marlene here. It's fascinating conversation. And another part of this conversation that we don't have time to hesitate, it is not the time that I'm waiting for next week or next year or 5 years time, we need to do it now, we need to step into it now. Now, Marlene, while I'm holding the cards here, the top one is the one, sometimes it happens the top one wants to come to you, okay, so, or comes to us, okay, so that's a card for Marlene, okay, 3 of Swords, 3 of Swords. The thunder, I'm not focusing on this one, but with my attention, I need to have the back. What is at the back? The thunder has gone. The thunder is behind me. It is behind me. And then I'm using the light, which is shining from the back, that I'm going forward. This is what I'm feeling with this card. I know everybody can say whatever whatever way we are reading a card, but my attention is on the light behind, and then I'm using it to have the focus where I'm going next, whatever I am experiencing right now. It also means that, when we are working intuitively, or when we step into that realm that now I am working with the light, or everybody's working with the light, but some of us are tuned in, some of us are not tuned in, and all the variation, that it means that it's not that just I'm working, I'm teaching, I'm learning my own intuition, and I'm learning to be a psychic, I'm learning to be a medium. It's never about that. It's always about I am working on my own soul, soul level. Because I can say, we do this for intuition and that intuition, but if I'm very much stuck within myself or within my head, or I haven't dealt with my things, it's not going to help me, because for us to work with light, we need to work on ourselves, and then the whole development is about working on myself. And then when I'm able to raise the frequency, it means then I'm able to raise the frequency to work with different realms, if that is what I need to do, So we need to know that, because we tend to rush through, we tend to go, I'm doing a course and I'm doing this, and I'm immediately, maybe a lot of people say quite early, they start saying, oh, I'm going to be a reader, I'm going to do readings, when they are not ready to do that, because there is a lot of ego conversation. So that cannot be in the space, when we are working with light. Because when we are doing a reading, I need to know what is me and what is the other person, what is my energy and what is the other person's energy, So it has to work very, very delicately. We have to find the way, through. And I remember, and in this way similar, when I was doing my therapist training, I'm registered here in the UK as a HCBC registered therapist, arts therapist, music therapist. We had to go through that part of being the client or being the patient, because we need to experience what our clients or patients or whatever individuals they go through. So we need to meet our own needs and our healing. We can't be in a position of wanting to help somebody who is vulnerable, while we are also in a space where we haven't dealt with our own things, So these are big conversations. So the focus when we start working, yes, I can do different exercises when I'm working or I'm training my intuition, it's there. But then the majority of the work is what we need to do on ourselves, And then in this way, when we go through different experiences, high points and then really, really low points, then we find the balance, we find the way, we find the way out, or we find the way how we are balancing, And then from that space we can bring our own experiences when we talk about something, And then I feel that is what we need to embrace, So that's my answer. That's my answer. The thing is, we go through our own training or development, and then depending on what we are doing, then consciousness puts us into a different. Maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do that, maybe somebody thinks that, oh, I want to be a reader, I want to do a lot of readings and whatnot, I want to have it as my business. But then if the person, if his consciousness says, no, you are not doing that, because you need to be somewhere else and you need to do something else. In fact, just by inviting that something at the beginning, I want to be this and that, that's not going to work for you, because it's coming from your ego, So with that mindset, one cannot get very further or very far with, what we are doing. A lot of people, I need to plug myself in for charging. A lot of people go through that, or fall into that trap, and then it's being caught out. So it's not the real deal, really. So we need to be very respectful. We need to work on ourselves, and we need to be extremely humble, grateful and respectful when the energy calls us to work, Because when we tap into somebody else's energy, or when we are given frequency to work with somebody else's, when I get the permission from my higher self to work with somebody else's higher self, on that level, it means that it is so very, 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 very delicate. And then it's interesting, you are asking what kind of therapist I am. I'm a HCPC registered, a UK registered music therapist, which is a type of arts therapist. It is a protected title, and you work with it, you work for it. I've got my master's in music therapy, so I did the training, and it means that it's not just a training, but then my own experience as well. So it means, what was the thought I came to me about this? Is yes, we were talking about the frequency what we create when we are working with somebody, when we are working with somebody, because spirit is not going to allow they are not going to allow consciousness allowing us to work with somebody if we are vulnerable within ourselves, or at least we are not facing, or we don't have the intention to do something, or if we want to do something from our minds, and when we think and we say, now I'm doing it, but it means that the frequency, you drop your frequency when you are on the ego level, which means that you can raise the frequency, but not to the point that you are doing quality work with somebody else, or you are matching the frequency what the other person might be looking for, or needing, So that is a very, very, very delicate, extremely delicate process, even if it feels like, oh, it's straightforward. But then, when we say, and I'm sure any other medium would say, when I say what I feel, what I see, what I hear, what I sense, what I taste, what I feel, what I know about the energy, what I'm describing, or what the energy, what I'm working with, it is very, 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 very delicate. It is very delicate. And then in that space, I cannot have my own conversation, because it means I'm dropping myself onto my own level, So I need to know myself as much as I possibly can in order to be able to work with somebody else's energy, and then work with their higher realms, So that is the answer. So when we are doing, whether I'm going to work with energy or high frequency or spirit or consciousness, the first thing is that, best is put the whole thing to the side, the whole question, and start working on yourself, And it might take years, It might take whatever we need to deal with, But first we deal with that, and then through the experiences, what we go through, ups and downs, and the different realizations, different energies, our frequencies being increased and raised, because it's not happening like that. There is one way when it happens like that, but it really, really pushes the energy in your body, So that is one thing. But then when we are starting out, it is one, like gradually, because you can't have a big electric shock. It's not electric shock, but a big energy push, It happens step by step, There is that. And then we cannot say that you do it for 2 years and then you can do a different level and a different level. It's not like that, because every single one of us, our lives are just so very, very unique and different. We can't put two people together and say that this is a pattern, so you can do it in the same way. It's not working like that, So that is what I can say about this, Oh, yes, ego doesn't work here. So ego is we can take the ego somewhere else when we are thinking about everyday things. We need that ego, otherwise we would not remember how I'm driving the car or where I'm getting from point A to point B. So we need to have, or I need to have my list. I need to remember things I need to buy in the shop, or the ingredients I need to put into my whatever I'm preparing, or everyday things. So we need the mind. We need the mind, but not when we are working spiritually, So this is what I can say now. Yes, it's. I have had many nudges throughout my life, but I need to heal myself. Yes, it's. The work begins with ourselves, within ourselves. Yes. It's just like a crystal. Well, we are crystals. No, my life. Just like the crystals, because it's like polishing the different sides of a crystal, and then not just the surface, but then within itself. So that is what we are doing here. So here we go. So what we are going to do, my lovely ones, because that's why I quite like having these conversations, because we have all different. Most of the time we end up talking about something else. So it's quite interesting. Mani says, thank you. You are welcome. Afia is here. Afia, thanks very much for being here. I'm doing readings if anybody wants to have a card, and I'm always, these readings are short readings because it's out in public, you know, so but otherwise people can find me on my website zsuzannamedium.com or on social media Zsuzsanna Medium, or find the main link in this into this conversation if anybody wants to book readings or book a reading, or find me on askaradio.com on Tuesdays, and it's 3:30 p.m. EST and 8:30 p.m. GMT. That's but the time slot I am there with talking to guests, inviting various topics and conversations, and or doing readings. So that's an opportunity. And Mariana, could I have a card? I bring you a card, and I'm going to get to Afia afterwards. Okay, so a card for Mariana. Top is coming out for me. 7 of Pentacles, Mariana. Okay, so that's a card. Okay, and I'm going for Afia. May I get a card, please? Afia, thanks very much for being here. Let me know where you are, where you are from, guys. You know, thanks very much for finding this page. So a card for Afia. Oops. Now, you know what I'm seeing for you? I'm seeing 1, 2, and 3, and then little cups, you know, and then they are getting bigger and bigger, you know. And then I wonder whether you understand that now. Actually, it is a time that the universe is giving me the things I need, and that what I really long for, you know. And then I feel that as you are moving forward, they are opening the door for you to receive, and then the receive, and then receive, you know. And in a way that so far you have put the energy into something and somebody else, and then I feel that sometimes you might have felt I don't have time for myself, you know. It's all good that I'm helping others, possibly family members. That is what I feel, that as if I want to move forward, but I can't always give, or can't give, or couldn't give the attention to myself, because my energy was being put back, you know, drawn back to help and look after people next to me and behind me, you know. And what Spirit says now, as you are moving forward, you get 1 cup, and it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger, you know, because you deserve it. Okay, that is what I have for you, Afia. Let's see what cards we have here. Afia says, very true, bless you. I feel it's because you are coming from love, and then now it's the time that you receive it. You need to believe. You need to believe in yourself, and then you need to believe that you are receiving it, and then that is for you, because you might tend to receive it and immediately who else might benefit from it, and then you pass it on, you know. But now universe says, no, stop, you get it, and then you get that frequency, and then get the next one, and then get the next one, you know. That is what I feel. For some reason I'm getting the number 17 for you, you know, 17. So I don't know, of course, all the readings, you have to be, I think, 18 or 21 years old for me to do a reading for you. So somebody is 17 years old around you, if you understand that, okay? So let's have a card for Afia, okay? Top is coming up for me, okay? And there's going to be the King of Cups, you know. I feel that that is your energy, you know. That is that energy that, you know, I'm stepping into that. That is me, you know, really acknowledging who is within me, who is me, who is inside me, you know, what is my frequency, you know, not shining away, but then wow, here I am, you know. That is the energy, you know. And then that being okay with it as well, you know, having that. Yes, you know who you are, but then when somebody is making a comment or inviting you in a conversation, you withdraw yourself. And now it's time, because now it is the time to be there, you know. I'm here, and here we go. That's myself, that is me, you know. And then that's okay, how I am or how I am feeling, you know. That is what I feel for you. That is what I feel when I have a card, King of Cups, you know. So that is for Afia. And thanks very much for sharing the page. Thank you. Now, if you are new to this page, you can, I don't know what page you are looking at right now, but my original page is Zsuzsanna Medium, and then very often I do readings, or if you know how I work, I bring 3 cards or a daily message or various things. You can also find me on my YouTube page as well, you know. And also I'm going to take my conversations to a different new platform as well. So watch out for the space. And I always say to people, if you are watching it, maybe YouTube, different channel, that make sure that you hit the bell. There is apparently a little bell, and you click on it. And that is the space where if I'm live, then you are ready to. You are immediately with me on page. So that is what you can do. You can click on a bell. Find that little bell. So Afia saying thank you very much. Thank you. Lovely to have you here. Now, what we will do, because I think tonight England is playing, not as if I know much about football, but England is playing. So this is a time when the whole street becomes very, very quiet. So what I will do, coming to the end of my little conversation here, probably I will end up sitting in my garden and just enjoying the peace, Sergi said, loved your guidance. You are very, very welcome. And thank you also for sharing. For sharing the page, the page, the conversation. Afia said, I just follow you. Thank you very much, And I always say to people, if you feel that there's somebody in your environment who might benefit from a short readings or a message, feel free to share it. Feel free to guide them to the page, because you never know. And I quite spontaneously start talking about things, Sometimes it is on this human level, sometimes we go a different level, and sometimes we go to a very, very different level, So that's always worth checking out, especially if it is on my radio show, on Aswa Radio, even a Psychic Reader, Moonstruck TV on Tuesdays, so you can find me there as well, especially with the Anna Frank conversation. I think that's quite important there. Oops, another card is falling out of my hand, just when I was reading Kavida's name, So Kavida, stay on. I'll pick up the card for you. I think that's yours there. That's yours. Okay. So Kavita, you were saying, thanks very much for being here. Let me know where you are from. Sergey says, same in Los Angeles, very little traffic during soccer games. Yes, it's pretty cool, because that is probably then if you go to the shop and then you find all the women and all the mothers and grandmothers doing their shopping, and then just enjoying things, because that's our time. And then I like being out in my garden because it's quiet, and then nobody's cutting the grass and things like that. So it's a chill time. And then you would hear the screaming. This is how you know what is happening there. So here we go. So Kavita, just when I was reading your name here, without reading your question, a card fell out of my hand. So your question, hi there. Hope you're well. I would like to know if I will find another job anytime soon. I lost my job. The card is the Six of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. And what I feel with this card is that the job, what you want and what you are after, is not immediately ready, I need to wait for, time can be everything or everywhere or nowhere in spirit world, but I feel that about 2 or 3 weeks, I just need to continue looking. So that means that you put the energy behind it, and then it shows, you are telling the universe that I'm in action, I'm inviting that new opportunity in my life, But with this card, immediately when I picked it up, my sensation was that it is not there yet. It means that when the time is right, then it's going to come up on your timeline, and then by that time you have prepared yourself, you have been in action, because I feel that universe is creating the space for you, but then they need to do a little rearrangement in that environment, if it makes sense. So this is what I have for you, Six of Pentacles, and then also everything is shared in balance, so we are all getting what we need to experience and what we need to receive right now, and then our focus, our only focus can be or is that we keep it on the world is balanced, we are there in that balanced way, we need to keep the frequency on that, if you go on to the fear frequency, lower frequency, then things are not aligning themselves, and even if they do, we are not noticing them because our attention is on something else, so this is what I can say to you. I have a good feeling about this card, now we are just starting July, By the way, I'm going to record my July horoscope possibly tomorrow. I think I'm doing tomorrow because I'm a little bit late with that. So check it out, because I'm doing the whole thing card as things come to me. So that is what I will do. So check out my page as well. But then with this one, what did I want to say? It's more of the the balance, the balance. My focus is on the scale, my focus is on the scale there for you, So even if you feel that the world is a little bit unjust, and then if you feel that, oh, I'm tossing, turning 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it's noise around me is a little bit too much, your only position, your only job right now is to observe that it is happening, it is happening, and then I'm not drawing myself emotionally, So your first job is to keep your own frequency to yourself. So number one, I'm looking after myself, that is what it means, because from that space, and I can start clearly thinking, you need to put action behind it, and 2 and 3 weeks time, the job what you are looking for, I feel is coming in your timeline. Okay, so thank you very much for working with me, and that is your card, So thanks very much, and that was for Kavita. Kavita says, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you abundantly so. And then I'm sending the same blessings to you as well, Let me know how you get on, Let me know how you get on, So let's see. Yes. Jocelyn, I prayed the Hawaiian prayer and been practicing manifestation. Is it helping my auntie? Will she call, unblock me, call? I remember the conversation, but I don't remember the conversation, if it makes sense. I remember doing a reading for you, but I don't remember what the reading was about, And then please go back to the other recording, because I feel that what we would say would be sort of the same, When we have somebody who's blocking us, our first thing is whether it is an easy or not easy job for us. We just need to train ourselves that my focus is not on the door which is locked in front of me, and then I'm not knocking on a door which is locked from the other side, and or where I don't find the door knob, it means that it's not my door, It's not my door. I'm not putting my focus on that, because with the pain, with the emotionally, I'm feeling drawn to it, And then the more I'm not getting any reply from the person, the more drained I'm getting myself, more drained I'm getting, because that is the frequency what I'm inviting in my way, Look at my hand, what my hand is doing. Over there I have a door. There's a door here, but there's another door over there, and then what I'm putting it's like a bouncy ball, if I throw it at the door which is locked, I can't open it, that ball is bouncing back to me, and if I'm engaging in that game, not with the person who is on the other side of the locked door, but with the ball in my hand, that's just going to bounce back to myself until I catch the ball, and then I put it down, it's not working. If it's not working, the only thing what we can send, even if it's a metal, heavy, big door or a wooden door, then we send healing. I'm feeling it in my hand. I'm sending healing, and I'm sending prayer, and I'm sending all the good wishes to the person who is keeping themselves on the other side of the locked door, If a person is choosing not to be in contact with us or blocking us, we are sending healing, and we are sending love, and we continue to do so, Even if it is a painful experience for ourselves, but then always turn a painful experience into, okay, I'm learning something, I'm going through something, so we need to be aware of that. But at the same time, what is my lesson here? What is my learning here, What is my learning here? And then you just let it go. You just let it go. You just let it go, Because if we continue thinking about it, it's not going to serve us. We let the thought off. We let the thought away. We let that thought go away, We need to, the only thing what we can train is ourselves, our own mind and our own thinking, We do it. That is what we do. And then in the big picture, the life, big scale of life, the big palette, the big picture, big canvas of life. We are grateful for the person who's closing the door, They are going through something, so they need to do that. That's their own path. But we are grateful for that, because in the process, we are learning something, and we are being reminded of something within ourselves, what we might not have been as aware as we could normally be, So we are grateful for that opportunity. We are grateful for that learning. We are grateful for that person, you know. If somebody is unkind to us, we tend to call the person a bully or somebody, or something like that. But then they are reminding something within us, and then the whole thing is about us, you know. Turning any such conversation into something where we are learning something for ourselves, you know. So it's like the whole conversation is not about an auntie who blocks us out. The whole conversation is, okay, what is happening with me and what I'm learning here, you know. And that is where you are getting blessings, and that is where you are getting your frequency being raised, you know. If you watch my Anna Frank conversation on Ask Her Radio, that is what she's talking about. When she passed in 1945, she said, the only thing I can take is my frequency. And my frequency was joy. I was joy. That was my frequency. I can only work on myself, you know. So that when the time is here for me to go, I know I'm not taking things, you know, nothing. I'm not taking any of that, you know, but I'm taking the frequency of my own soul, you know. And then if I use my life to work on my own frequency, it means I had a valuable life in that sense. It was worth living because I'm using all kind of experiences for my own benefit, for the expansion of my soul, you know. And while I'm doing it, it means I'm raising my frequency. It means that anybody whom I'm getting in touch with, that frequency, that's why I'm here in any given community, but because my job is to raise the frequency for myself and for everybody around me, you know. And it's not me, but it's generally speaking, you know. So that is a learning there, you know. And then you need to find what your learning is there, you know. So I hope it made sense. And that is what I get for you about that auntie, you know. I don't know. There's a question, you are asking a question about the blanket. There was the other day somebody asking questions about blankets, so I don't know whether that is the same question. It's a different one, because we are looking for a red Noah's Ark blanket. Been looking for this blanket. Use it as an opportunity to find lost things in your home, you know. And then when I say I'm looking for it, it means that I'm putting action into it, but then maybe just letting it go, you know. And then just, okay, I want to find it, show me the way, you know, and then let it go. Experiment with that, you know. And maybe 2 or 3 days time, oh, here we go, how did it get there, you know. So to shift that conversation with that blanket, you know. This is what I can say, you know. Now I have, but a really good little chit-chats we are having here, guys. So thanks very much for being here. You know, it's very interesting. I think it's good to have these conversations. Now Dee is here. Hi, please. Really needing guidance. Jocelyn says thank you. You are very, very welcome. Thank you. Now Dee, let me know where you are from. You know, it's quite nice. So which page are you looking at or reading from? Because I share this page. Need to make sure that I'm charging myself. I share this page on a different page as well. So because I know there are people on my page, on my Zsuzsanna Medium psychic page, medium page. So thanks very much for being there, for being here. Now Dee is asking, hi, please really needing guidance. Okay, what area of your life are you thinking? Or it feels like actually, even if you say that, I feel like I've got 5 or 6 plates on the air, you know, like, and I'm bouncing with them, you know. And then you feel, Dee, and you feel that I can't take any more because it's like, it's enough for me to bounce, to balance, you know, the plates up. I've got 5 or 6 definitely, you know. And it's somehow, it's like I've got 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening, and it's that is the energy. It's like continuously. And at the beginning you thought it's good fun because I can manage, you know. It's like I can do it like that, as if I'm dancing. But after a while it became something that, you know what, it's just too much, you know. That is what I feel. Let me know if it makes sense, you know. I know there's a little delay between the you know what we are writing here. Sorry guys, I've got 3 screens in front of me. So if it makes sense, you know. or any particular area you would like to have the guidance, because I feel that, as I'm moving forward for you, forthcoming 3 and 5 months, 3 months I'm going forward, and then afterwards I need to take a little path, and it's more of your individual journey, I feel. I also feel that there is a sadness which I need to experience in my heart, and I need to work myself through that sadness. It feels like some relationship or something, a loss, That is what I feel. This says, yes, it is too much now. I feel that. It's good that you are asking the question, and then you are thinking of a way how to get out of that, because I feel that you can't go on spinning things like that, because it's getting faster and faster and faster, and then you will feel that it's not like plates are falling one by one, but then the whole thing is going to collapse at one time, all together. So just, what I'm feeling is that give one of the plates to somebody else can spin it for you, and then if you look at it, what is spinning up there is not even your business or not even your thing to do it, so you need to find somebody, give it to the person. I feel that you are spinning plates for other people as well, possibly like I'm talking about friends and family. You are doing a lot for other people, and then it's not really your thing, so get the people, give them the thing, and then they can spin, they can, and then immediately you can downsize. You can ease that energy, so I can be down to 5, 4, and 3, because when you have 3 things to balance, then that's something manageable, and then you need to find. So first of all, that is what Spirit gave me. Get somebody and give the plate, and give the plate, so half, keep half of it, because with a half you can do something, That is what I feel. Now I also have, what I feel like a godmother or an auntie, on your father's side in spirit, who is very close and watching and helping your energy. Somebody who is not speaking too much, about your head, or just a little bit taller, sort of your head, who is quiet, and then more observing what you are going through and what you are experiencing than just stepping in. But then definitely you feel her energy the last 4 and 5 months. Somebody who has darker hair and holding her hair a little bit backwards, quite traditional dress, I feel, like I'm feeling a longer and darker color dress, but I'm feeling very, very smooth face, and very, very, it's not cheeky face, but then quite smooth, that is what I feel. And then the hair is back, that is what I feel with this lady. And somebody who's very, very delicate, possibly a nurse or a care, or somebody who's nourishing, nurturing. That is her energy. She's very much around you, and then helping you to feel comfortable. And sometimes when you go to bed, or when you turn the other side, then you might feel that, oh, somebody's touching my hair, as if wiping or doing my hair, you might feel that is somebody who's trying to help you to relax, that is what I feel for her energy, So if it makes sense, D, Okay, I'm going to bring you a card here. We need to take conversations, D, with a pinch of salt, because when we hear something, even if it's not meant to us, but then we try to help others, your mind is on how you can help the other person, and it's really taking the whole conversation, and people are taking your energy, you need to bring the energy back to yourself. And when you hear something, even if it's just on the side over there, you just overhear something, you take it with a pinch of salt, because I feel that there are people, 2 and 3 people here with me, who are not the kindest, the conversation, and they might even poke you with their words, so we need to have clear with the boundaries there as well. Okay, so I'm bringing you a card here, and then after that I'm going to bring my conversation here to a closure, and we can have something tomorrow, or it might be it's Monday. Okay, I'll see how everything goes tomorrow. So one card for D. Again, the top card is wanting to come here. Knight of Wands, and my focus is that in spirit, the energy is, take it, whether the lady is here or in spirit. I was feeling that there is somebody who's like an aunt energy, either your auntie or an aunt energy, or somebody who felt like or behaved like an auntie to you, this is what I feel. Somebody who is from the spirit world is helping, Now, your card is Knight of Wands. And I want to say that my focus is on the wands, on the wands, and that is it's the energy. Its energy is very different from all the spinning plates above my head, So my focus is now. You know what? I'm sorting this one out, and here we go. I'm on my journey, And then notice the little leaves already shooting through on that wand, And this is what you want to take away, that is what now, I sorted out, that's behind me, that's my past. Now I'm moving forward. It's easy, it's smooth, it's calm, I'm focused, and I'm going after what is really important in my soul and for my soul, that is what I feel for you, I feel that you're moving forward. It's about November and December. I am in a different space, different space there. So this is what I need to tell you. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So my lovely friends, I hope it made sense. Thanks very much for being here. If you liked it, make sure that you like it and share it and do all the different things. Nadine says, yes, I am moving. Okay, so wow, that's why we got all the place up in the air, So, yes, create a team around what you need to do right now, just to make it easier so that you have time for yourself as well, All right. So, thanks very much for being here. I'm sending you loads of love and many, many blessings. And we'll light a candle for all of us who joined in for this evening. And sending lots of love and many, many blessings. And speak to you another time. Okay, so here we go. Bye for now. Bye. I will read the notes. I usually go back and then read the notes if I miss something and somebody. So here we go. Sending you lots of love and many, many blessings. See you another time, or you come to, if you want to listen to the live show on Tuesday on Aswan Radio, Ivana Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I start at 8:30 p.m. GMT and 3:30 p.m. EST. And with a guest, Darren Stanton, who's a TV psychologist and behavior expert and body language expert as well. So here we go. My voice is going. Ciao. Bye.